Hello, my name is Xavier Gonzalez, and today I'll be presenting my informative speech on the pros and cons of sleep. We sleep almost every day. Some, it may be later for others, and some may sleep early in the morning. It all depends on the job and career choice that you have. But in the end, we all get some sleep, some way or somehow. Some nights we may get the best sleep of our lives, and others, well, quite the opposite. But what does that do to our bodies exactly? Well, as you might have guessed, sleep can have its positive and negative effects on our human body. And today I'll be discussing why do we sleep, the positive effects of sleep, along with the negative effects of sleep. But before we get into the pros and cons, let's get into why we sleep in the first place. Well, why do we sleep? We sleep after a long day of hard work. After we get home from working or doing our day-to-day activities, we get tired, and that requires us to sleep. So think of sleep as like a charger for our bodies, just like when we charge our phones before we go to sleep. It may be dead or it's about to die. Well, we charge it so we can get to max battery by the time we wake up. And that's what sleep kind of is. Sleep acts like a charger for us. Now, sleep lets us replenish our energy, which allows us to do activities. Like, for example, lifting objects that may be heavy, that requires energy, or even doing exercise. And for me, I have to wake up around 7 a.m. to go to the local park and do my exercise. Now, that means that I have to sleep in a little bit earlier, but nevertheless, I wake up feeling kind of refreshed and energized. Now that we have talked about what sleep and why we sleep on a general basis, let's move on to the negative effects of sleep itself. After reading the article, Consequences of Insufficient Sleep, on the website harvard.edu, inadequate sleep can lead to both short-term and long-term consequences. The short-term consequences can involve your lack of judgment, it can affect your mood, and also your ability to learn. Now, when you hear these at first, it really doesn't seem like much of a concern or something to be worried about. But those short-term consequences can lead to, well, an increased risk of disease, along with leading into future health problems. And that's where it comes to long-term consequences, as getting inadequate sleep and doing it on a daily basis can actually increase your risks of getting chronic sleep deprivation, obesity, and even cardiovascular disease, which can actually be fatal in some cases. Now that actually raises concern. Now that we have talked about the negative effects of sleep, well, there's got to be positive, right? Well, let's move into the positive effects of getting proper and adequate sleep. Well, as you might have known by now, sleep can have its benefits. And for one, it can actually strengthen your overall immune system. For example, your immune cells and the proteins that are in your body working throughout the day need energy and, I guess, sleep to work at their best. Well, when you sleep and the next day you wake up, they can do their jobs more efficiently, rather than you getting inadequate sleep and them having to work harder than they have to. Not only that, but getting proper sleep can also lead into improved vaccinations. Now, this can be a long-term benefit as, for example, COVID-19 is still around, but a vaccine may be coming soon. Now, if you were to take this vaccine when you're getting proper and adequate sleep, you can actually increase its overall effectiveness, which is primarily a good thing, as that's what everyone wants. Not only that, but sleep can also help strengthen our memories. And memories to us are pretty important, as we don't want them to fade away. Well, if you get proper sleep, you can actually retain your memories better and be able to recall them more frequently, I guess you could say. Well, for me, when I get better sleep, I sleep with a Tempur-Pedic pillow. This helps me sleep better at night, and for some, maybe it's not a pillow. Maybe it's your comforter, or even maybe the sheets that you sleep in. We all have our own ways to sleep or get better sleep. From learning about why we sleep to the negative effects to inadequate sleep to the positive effects of sleep. Sleep plays a crucial role in our day-to-day lives. And it's really up to us to decide whether we want to get the proper sleep or inadequate sleep. And the choice is up to you. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my speech.